he just went low. He's in his head. He's in his head. He's open, his head wide open. Cracked open in the face.
And welcome everyone, it's Mario Man 100 back again with the Sonic franchise, and we're back with Sonic Colors Ultimate, and yes, it does have the U in there. This is the second opinion series, and we're going, and technically this game falls under that, I guess. I know that over the years I've actually played this game more than once for this channel, in terms of actually even setting up for a Let's Play, because as you remember from the random scrapped videos month, I'm pretty sure one of them had a Sonic Colors video in it, of the Let's Play that I originally did for the channel, and then gave up on because I actually lost some files and stuff like that for it. I eventually replayed the game. This was, what, about a couple of years ago now, probably 2-3 years ago, when I played the game. I think this was before even Sonic Colors Ultimate was announced. So I played the game again, really enjoyed my time, but I've been holding off on Sonic Colors Ultimate for a long time. Obviously with the way that it was originally released, it was not optimized to the greatest extent. That was one issue that especially the Switch version definitely had, but a lot of the other versions did also have issues as well. Thankfully games have been patched out and stuff like that, so hopefully all the, or at least most of the issues, if not all the issues, are dealt with. At least that you can move the camera around like you could in the original. So it's funny, we got the intro, but we haven't got the new,
Hello, Sonic. Do you read? Hello, Sonic. Do you read me? I'll be your navigator.
Yeah. So with the first, I think from the first 3 acts of each particular zone... Oh, what is with this lighting engine? What is going on here? Oh, it's circles boost on this, okay. Oh, I jumped off the rail. Okay, so stomp is square. Alright, slide is still square as well. Did not get a slam bonus. I think I almost got everybody. Keep thinking that's the other railing. There's a railing that I got to jump over to avoid going backwards. Alright, so it's stick. Okay. I love that they give you that prompt there when you've went through already about 3 or 4 different ones, I think, as well. Oh, I was so lucky not to die there. Yeah, the lighting engine's a bit weird. Obviously, since I'm so used to playing the Wii version of the game. Oh, that's right. It gives you a time. What is with this boost in the air when I'm hitting things? That is really bad. So yeah, so they got some new remixes for the first 3 acts of each particular stage, I think, in this game. But the Eggman PAs are still there. They're still a part of the game, which I'm glad for, because that was one of the best things of Sonic Colors originally was the Eggman PA announcements in the Wii version. But for the longest time, we didn't actually even get, we didn't even think of getting a remaster of this game. And I think this and Unleashed is still. I like that the HUD actually turns off there. That actually is a nice touch. Yeah, in scripted sequences, it looks like the HUD actually turns off, which is kind of good. Do like that. I hit the... Why did that happen? Alright, then make sure I get the red ring there. Okay, and the Whisper look a little bit weird as well, because I think they're only See, I must be clicking the top of the B and trying to run on it. I think maybe that's why that dash is not as effective. I do like the fact that it does give you a timer on when it's actually going to stop you. Oh yes, and the cutscenes definitely look like they've come straight from the Wii version and have not been up-res. There was some motion blur there that did not look great at all. It was very smudged.
No doubt. But now I'm not sure why we're here. This place is totally normal.
Because Eggman was secretly built an amusement park equals evil plot for us to foil. Lucky for us, he's not very good at keeping things hidden.
True. It would be pretty hard to miss a giant floating space amusement park surrounded by planets. Still, an evil plot? I don't know.
We both know. We all know.
Can't be mad at this view. This place is taking beauty to the next level.
The cutscenes in this not being up-resed will say otherwise.
I wouldn't say it was that
Hello, happy people. Buckle up.
I do like the fact that it does have captions for the cutscenes now. I can't remember if that was an option in the original version of the game.
This thing. It's like Eggman's begging us to sneak in and trash the place.
Man, this thing's got crazy fast acceleration.
You call this fast?
This amusement park has been constructed entirely out of necessity.
True. Sonic would say that. Obviously the fastest thing alive.
With any sort of evil plot or premeditated misdeed.
Well, that's a relief.
But I do like the fact if you can't hear the cutscenes, you can read what they're saying.
But it makes my head feel like it wants to.
Your voice chip is stuck on cowboy again. Stop talking and let those aliens.
Come on, here.
I do like you get to hear all of what Cubot is saying now.
I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm
Because obviously when the voice trails off and it gets a little bit lower and it's not the main focus of the cutscene, you won't actually hear them as much.
Hey, what's going on?
You'll actually get to read what he actually says, which is great. I do like that. See, now it's weird not having like bumpers and stuff like that as the quick step. At least I can still do that. That's good. Oh, too early. Keep forgetting there's a ledge there that I keep almost running into. Okay, so that's how I do that. That's at least that's good to know. So that's why they changed the quick step from that, because it's... Yeah, so the jump in Sonic Colors was always, like the double jump, was always a bit finicky. I don't mind it too much. It definitely has its issues, I will say. Obviously, it's one of those things where I feel like the double jump does have a little bit to be desired. It's not obviously the worst thing in the world, but it could be a hell of a lot better than it is.
Don't fall. There's nothing to land on here.
Looked a bit weird there. See now, like, the double jump is fine, like, in this game in particular. You get used to it after a while. It's just one of those things where... Oh, it's my first A rank. Nice. Well, they're getting all these rings and I'm not getting any lives. The lives are still in the score counter that you can still break, which is good. That was one thing I did like.
Next up, the top of
The options satellite. So yeah, it gives you a little bit of a tally now on what story arcs you've completed, what Chaos Emeralds you've collected, which obviously you get from playing in Sonic's Game Land. Red rings, and then you'll see the Metal Sonic. That was in addition to this game as well. Rival Rush. So yeah, you got all sorts of customization in this game. At least those don't look that bad. Obviously the more zany ones are all more expensive. Do you like that? That's cool. We got the Jade Wisp. That's from Team Sonic Racing as well. That actually got added into this game, so that's pretty cool. Do you like that? Why is that one called Short Stuff? Like, because it's classic Sonic. Like that's it's a bit derogative. See, that's based on the Unleashed model of Tails there. Obviously that one is very much in the style of Adventure, Adventure 2's art style. If you remember, it's box art. Oh, okay, so it's the one, yeah, it's Borders, and then obviously the lighter one is... You got some other Sega representatives in this, which is great. Clean Clockwork Knight, I like that, that's a nice reference. Oh yeah, and yeah, Jet Set Radio is not called Jet Set Radio over here, it's called Jet Grind. Or at least the original game is called that over here in Australia. Jet Set Radio Future, obviously considering that was a Japan-only game for a while, is still Jet Set Radio Future when it was brought over to the West. So, yeah, so it's still called that. At least it actually tells you now, which is great. It has a separate option for that. So you can tell it's like it's a little bit more. Oh, they reach for the stars, obviously. See, that remix is okay. Oh, okay, so it's not the first three. Okay. Might be different for each act. Okay, so Sweet Mountain's the first three. Starlight Carnival's the first three. So why is... And I think Planet Wisp, I think that one is the one that actually is weird because you've got to buy that as a music pack for this game, I think. Oh, and then Terminal Velocity has a remix too. I hope it's good, because I love that track. It's some of those tracks are really fucking good. I love those. See, this remix is okay. Okay, this song's a little bit all over the place, but this doesn't feel like it's in the right game. If it was in Sonic Rush Adventure, this track, this would be perfect. Like, it just feels like this is from like that song is from the wrong game. There is a lag between options menus. It is a little bit weird. I did hear that that was a thing that is in the game, so it feels very, very weird. This one, this railing. There you go. That's the end of the stage there. It is a very short stage. That is still an issue with Sonic Colors that I will say is something that obviously has been rectified with Generations. That kind of wasn't rectified in Forces, I will say, for the majority of the stages in that game. But like Generations, Sonic Cross Shadow Generations, Frontiers with the cyberspace levels, it's some things that have been rectified. Oh, actually no, there is captions in the original game, because I remember reading that and I'm like, that is a made up. Those two words are like made up words. Like, you can tell that they're made up words.
Oh man, that was crazy!
Oh, I was reconfiguring my handheld into a transmitter so I could understand this guy. Did you go somewhere?
Didn't you see? I absorbed those aliens and got powered up with like some kind of wild energy. And after a few seconds,
I love that Tails is nonchalant about that. But I do like the attention to detail that he's obviously making the translator in this game. And then he has it in Generations. I don't think we really see it in that game. Because obviously the handheld obviously is from Unleashed, which was the previous game before this. It obviously has it in this game transforming into a translator. And then it obviously has, like, it kind of has both the handheld and the translator in the next game in terms of Lost World, in terms of timeline, as well as obviously Generations as well. So it's really, really cool that it's a nice attention to detail. That model, like, the lighting is weird on that model. Okay. Yeah, so this is the new Wisp for this game in particular. That is the Jade Wisp. Obviously, like I said, it's from Team Sonic Racing. So it's very much like it feels like and the design is a hover for Ghost. Missed the slam bonus there. there's some really good things, like the fact that the HUD does turn off for that is really, really cool. I love that attention to detail. Oh, I actually got that. That was a trick shot. Oh, well, the achievement teased that I actually got an S rank for that. I'm glad I got an S rank for that. I think mostly it's color power-ups in this game. Like, that is one thing that you really have to look forward to, like, really look to get S ranks in this game, in terms of stages. Especially some of the earlier stages as well, is a lot of color power-ups, doing the stage as fast as you can, and getting as many points and rings as possible. It's weird that the model kind of does like a jump there. It's really strange. Oh yeah, I remember this stage. I remember playing this stage so many goddamn times in the Let's Play because I kept dying. I mean, I don't mind the prompt being there. Obviously, that's something I could turn off. But I will say, like, Colors soundtrack is amazing. It's one of the things that I do love about Colors is it's the soundtrack. The soundtrack's fucking amazing in this game. Oh, that's right. There's one red ring like right out on the edge of the stage, and you have to fucking go through the bottom here to do it. Now, I can't get to the top without going on this thing. Yeah, because I think the double jump, they've placed that so you have to take those. We're getting a lot of B ranks, I've noticed. I mean, like that was like just over a minute, like 70-second stage. Got all of the. Oh no, I got. I bet you that's where the life was in that first 4. I thought I broke all of them. I apparently did not. I almost got all the red rings. Obviously, get more power up, wisp powers. I'll be able to get all the red rings in that.
Nearly enough aliens. Want us to get more? No, I want you to get me a cheeseburger and a shake.
That'll be easier. Cheeseburgers don't run as fast as them little alien varmints.
Idiot, get me more aliens.
Y'all want fries with that? I reckon that hurt. Wait a minute, I need to go over yonder. Sorry.
Precious little alien. I'll harness their hypergon power, and then nothing will stop me.
I do like that you can see the wisp properly in the. Obviously, you'd probably be able to see the original, but I didn't actually wasn't paying attention to the wisps.
Who you calling nothing?
He means since the boss said nothing will stop me, and Sonic here is going to stop him, it's like the boss was calling Sonic nothing.
Great. I thought nobody would get that.
Fine. You're so smart, robot. You take care of this mess. Release the big boy. At least I know he won't screw it up. Hasta bye-bye, sucker.
I do like that you had like the hover sound effect for Cubot. Rotatatron.
Guess it's time for me to start stopping.
I get it.
Oh, damn it. Did I hit him again with a boost? That's insanity. I don't even know how the fuck I managed to do that, because I didn't hit the arm. I can't remember if that's in the second fight or the first one. But I feel like I boosted into him and he lost because I boosted into him on that second hit. That's crazy. I do like that prompt for the trophy there. I like that. That's cool.
Get a little shopping, grab a bite to eat, and trash the giant killer robot.
Oh, really? And they've got shopping here too?
All the days work.
Says everything. Hey, so how's your translator thingy coming along?
I think it's binary code, so only I can read. Okay, ask away.
Who are you, and what is happening to your people?
Okay, says his name is Talks a lot, and he's from a faraway soda, and there are flowers and water that dance.
Yeah, I think your machine still has some bugs.
Yeah, I think I can figure this out. Okay, he said his name is Yapper. He's from a race of beings called Wisps.
Lisps?
No, Wisps, with a W.
Yeah, I'll just stick with aliens if that's okay with everybody.
Oh, sure. So anyway,
I love that. I never realized it, but Tails actually retorts to that break of the fourth wall.
my staff. Just here, save them. Save them.
And I never noticed that before. I've played this game so many times, and I never really paid attention to him saying sure in terms of the retort to what Sonic says, obviously, to the fourth wall. Because obviously he's saying, oh yeah, I'm just going to stick with aliens because obviously, you know, people will understand that more than Wisp, right? Because obviously Wisp is the word created for this game than what the aliens called. But obviously Sonic says that to the fourth wall, then saying it to the audience.
I'm missing an arm. Have you got an arm?
No, but really, how much can it matter?
I guess it can't matter much.
Yeah, it's only because the arm is over there. But I never realised that Tails actually returns the retort for that. It's crazy when I go back to this game and be like, oh, there's things that I actually never noticed before.
There you go. Next up,
Yeah, so I didn't mind the boss remix. I feel like that was fine. There's still lag going between the menus. It's weird. Like, it's definitely more guitar in the Rotatatron. I do like elements of this remix. I do obviously prefer the original. Frigate Orkin. That's actually what the boss is called. I never actually knew what some of the bosses of these bosses in this game were actually called. Obviously, I knew about Captain Jelly, because obviously, I think most of these tracks are in the soundtrack that you can buy or stream through. I think you can stream it through Spotify. I'm not sure, but you can definitely do it on Refreshinator. And then Admiral Jelly gets an upgrade. So he goes from a captain to an admiral. And then Frigate Scullion Oh no, spoilers, Nega Wisp Armor. It's not like we've played the game before.
Very cool.
Clockwork Knight. See, the customization is fine, like, it's not, like, amazing. But I think that's the point. It's like a nice little bonus, obviously, for this game to differentiate from the original. So I reckon I'm actually going to leave it there for Sonic Colors Ultimate. So, what do I think about Sonic Colors, in Ultimate in particular? The original game is better in a lot of ways. This version of the game is not necessarily that bad. Obviously, we haven't got through a whole bunch of stuff yet. But when it comes down to... we can only play as, obviously, robots in this. But one thing I will say is that I don't mind the fact that we're in a situation where this game did get remastered in this way. Because there's some things that I do like. I do like the attention of like some scripted speed sequences, like loops and stuff like that, that really that look great, even in the original game. The HUD turns off to kind of just make you focus on that part, which is really, really cool. I do like that. And the remixes are not that bad. I think obviously some of them are better than others, obviously. But the original soundtrack's fantastic. And the fact that obviously the original soundtrack you can still listen to in a bunch of these stages is really, really good. I would say maybe, I don't know whether this is a thing in the music jukebox, but eventually when you beat the game, maybe some of the original tracks from the other stages, obviously they have remixes and don't show the original tracks, they might get added in when you finish the game. I don't know, but it's good. I don't mind Sonic Colors Ultimate as a product that exists, because obviously Sonic Colors on the Wii is very old now. We're talking like next, because I'm recording this in October. In December, it's going to be 15 years old this year, which is crazy to say out loud, because I remember when that game come out, and obviously the resurgence of Sonic the Hedgehog at that point in time, after obviously the craziness of the previous few years before that, and then obviously going into Unleashed, and like the hype around that, obviously with that, Sonic 4, and like the franchise in general, it was just kind of in a little bit of flux. But then obviously Sonic Colors got announced, and then things started really changing for the franchise. So it's crazy to think that that was 15 years ago now, and we're looking at the franchise in a better state of mind now than it was maybe even 5-10 years ago. Like even back when we're talking about Colors, obviously Unleashed was good. A lot of people like Unleashed. It's weird because the preference and the thoughts around Unleashed has changed over the years, and for Sonic Colors in general as well. Is another game where the feelings of and mentality of the games have kind of shifted, in that a lot of people really hated Unleashed when it first came out. Obviously the Sonic stages were probably, arguably the best part of the game, which they truly are. But then you look back at you look back at that game, and a lot of people hated the way that the game was. And then you look back at it now, and some people really appreciate Unleashed for what it did. Obviously, it wasn't absolutely perfect, and some people will still say that there's issues with some of the Werehog stuff. But even though, like, some people have warmed up to like the Werehog stuff as well. And then looking at Colors, obviously, some people really, really enjoyed Colors, and then some people looking back on Colors as not a great game, or as good of a game as they first thought. I still think Colors is still good. Obviously, Generations obviously is a better game. I think that the way that some of the stages in Unleashed are handled better than some of the stages in Colors. Obviously, with Forces, it's kind of a weird situation because it's very much like a lot of the stages in that game are very, very short, and it's very much like it was in Colors. I think that some of the stages in Frontiers are great in terms of the cyberspace levels. And then obviously Sonic Cross Shadow Generations obviously come out, and that was really good because that kind of built on some of the great work that obviously was done with Sonic Generations, and obviously some of the stages in terms of Shadows part of Sonic Cross Shadow Generations made Shadow Generations kind of stand out in its own regard, and some of the stage design in that is fantastic. So I feel like the franchise is in a good state of mind now, compared to where it was when Colors obviously come out. But I don't mind the fact that they've ported and re-released Colors. Obviously, it was one of those games that needed to come to other platforms eventually, because obviously it was stuck on the Wii for so long. And I don't mind Sonic Colors Ultimate. Obviously, it's not, obviously I've said a few things like the options lag's kind of a bit weird, going between menus and stuff like that, but I do like the fact that obviously you've got a red ring count in there. I know you still have it on the main menu, but you have the red ring count, you have a percentage count on how much you've actually done in terms of the story. Chaos Emeralds obviously are better implemented in the menus, because obviously with the Chaos Emeralds, you only really seen them on this screen when you got them. Obviously they were highlighted, and didn't really have a menu option in the options menu until you got Supersonic. Now you can actually see how you're progressing with Supersonic, and I like that. I do like that. There is some additions to this game that I do like. Obviously, like a quality of life updates, basically, to the game, because obviously the game was over a decade old at the point of this being released. But obviously, there is some issues as well with the game. So I think it's kind of a middle ground where there's some really good things about it, and it obviously might even be better than the original game. There's some things that are kind of weird in the way that they've been brought up. That are kind of strange decisions in general for a port and a remaster of the game, and there's some things that obviously are worse. Obviously, like I said, I've only played Tropical Resort at this point. The game is still fine, it still feels relatively alright. Obviously I gotta get around playing it on a PS5 controller, because obviously the original release was on the Wii, and obviously playing the controls and that. And I will say, like, some of the like the quick step still feels like very, very strange in the fact that it's stick and not buttons. I can't remember if it was like that in the original release. It might have been with some of the controller types in that game. I'm not in particular. I don't think it was for all of them. Obviously, when I played with, maybe even looking back, considering I used to play with the nunchuck combination with the Wii remote, I had to do that with the stick, and it kind of felt a little bit more natural. But the fact is, I feel like the fact that I've played Unleashed, I've played Generations, Shadow Generations, and I've played Forces, a lot of those games all have the quick step as buttons in that particular game, whereas in this game it's with the stick. So, and I think Colors originally was like that, because obviously you're playing either with the Wii remote, you're playing with the nunchuck combination, which obviously only has one kind of bumper button in the Z button or Z button, and only one analog stick. And then obviously you can play with the GameCube controller and the classic controller in that game as well. And I don't know if they work with bumpers. Obviously with the GameCube controller, they've technically got 3 with the Z button included. And obviously with the classic controller, it's got 4. obviously like the PS5 controller. But it's a bit weird. Some of the controls are a bit weird, but again, it has been a little while since I last played Colors, so maybe that's why I'm so used to Generations, Shadow Generation, like Sonic Generations, Shadow Generations, Unleashed on PS2 Wii, and obviously on PS3 360, and then obviously Forces, obviously coming out in between that, and even Frontiers when you go into the cyberspace levels, I believe. Doing quick step is bumpers as well. What would be Xbox bumpers, but obviously R1, L1 type of situation. It's weird. It's weird. This game gives me weird feelings. I feel like it's in the middle, where some of it's really good and some of it's not as great. But yeah, I obviously got to play more of it to get my full thoughts on the game. But I'm satisfied enough with Sonic Colors Ultimate in the way that it begins. I feel like it's fine. So with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching this second opinion video on Sonic Colors Ultimate. I'm playing it on the PS5. It was the PS4 edition of the game. But obviously playing it on PS5. This has been Mario Man 100. You guys have a great day or night, and of course, take care.